Hello Big friends, I just wrapped up the video of how to get cosmetic gear from your PvP weekly events. Now I'm going to talk about trials. This video should be a lot shorter. If you watch the PvP video, you already understand the ins and outs of this, but we're going to do it for trials now. And just like the PvP video, I'm going to show you in rewards. If you look at points, if you achieve 10,000 points in your week, you will be able to get a cosmetic piece. This week is a specific cosmetic piece, the onesie, but usually for the past month or two, it's been the cosmetic chest, which gives you any cosmetic in the game that you don't already have. I have a couple of cosmetics on right now. I could put on a few more just to show you some examples of things. The sword, the helm, the chicken, and the wings, and the chest are all cosmetics that I've won by using this method. I'll go ahead and put on the top hat here just for good looks. So you also have this boss helm, a few other things. We got Baldy last week, I think. Alright, we'll use the top hat for good luck here, and we'll go into our trials. For my trials, I usually always wager 5. Your difficulty is just going to be based on you. I would always strive for doing the highest one that you can without dying. You don't want to go too high. Just find your little place. I've been able to achieve 10,000 points as low as 70 difficulty. If you're lower than that, it may take a little bit of effort on your part. You may have to spend a couple gems. So I'll click play here. My team right now is Rollace and Quirk, and as you've seen in the PvP video, the reason being I like to snipe off the weaker minions, or the ones that attack a lot. For my guy, I'm going to replace my sword with my staff because I like to play a healing role right now. I'm going to put the staff on. I lose some attack, but I gain a ton of speed. And as you can see in my runs, I stack speed. I got about 5% extra speed here. I'm going to use my item finds and runs because once you get higher than level 70 of runs or trials, you're going to want to use your item find so you can find more legendaries. As a tip, you can find legendaries on the random minions like this in trials. I've found multiple pieces myself, and I know that it is true. Okay, so starting off here, I usually just build my SP, so I usually just mash 1. I usually try to bring a tanky person in the front. I just replaced Shramps a few weeks ago with Rollace here. His 9% deflect is pretty nice. He does require a little bit more healing than Shramps, but that 9% deflect, it prevents him from taking damage, plus throws the attack back at the enemy, which is really nice. Alright, so after I just mash 1 here, you can see my guys are getting kind of maxed out on SP. I'll throw out a heal to Rollace and finish this guy off. Alright, so now that I'm maxed out on SP for the most part, I can stroll right into the next guy. I always try to go slow so I can see what I'm going to fight. Since I'm full on SP, I would pick the one that looks more threatening. That way I can snipe off anything that's going to be powerful. When you get into some of the higher trials, you'll start to notice that you can battle things that are twice their size. For example, like maybe a blob that's really big, and you're going to want to snipe that off before anything else, because it's going to do a lot more damage. Alright, so I snapped out the blob. He would usually do a little bit more attack than the rest of these guys. Now that he's dead, I'm just going to casually build my SP back up again. Once my Noxus guy back here fills up on energy, I start to heal, and let's see how much of a heal we get. 679. Since I have 30% crit from this guy and my main, the heals that I do have a 30% chance of just being a critical heal, and it's really nice. Chomp, we're going to self-heal some. And whenever I'm down to just 1 minion, I like to take the time to just heal my tank. So what I can do here is heal him once, heal him twice, heal him a third time, self-heal, the minion's still alive, and if I really wanted to, I could heal again, but I have no need to. So probably every other pack of minions, I can self-heal my tank to full health. And by doing so, I can then see, like, this guy's a little bit more aggressive than the bat down here. And since I'm low on SP, I'm just going to fight the bat because he just looks less scary, I guess. Okay, so by looking at them, I know the slime is more defensive, the shroom is more defensive. The bat's going to do a little bit more attack, so I'm going to try to pick off the back line first. Since I have the staff, I don't really have anything to pick off, so I just use the Firestorm, which hits everything. Since I have 30% crit, it usually does a decent amount of damage. This guy, I'm going to use my Noxious Strike to pick off the back line. And Roles, he helps pick off the back line as well. Then with this guy, I'll just continue to build up my SP. I could kill the bat right now, but he's so little health, I'm just going to use this. I'm just going to save this, because these are both defensive, and I just want to work on the front line. Now I'm going to use Firestorm. The bat is dead. Now I'll just start building on my SP. If two or more of the minions are defensive, you can really take your time and just build up the SP if you want. I could heal Roles here, but I'm just going to save it because he doesn't need it. If he's below 50%, I usually heal him. If not, I just build up SP. Alright, so there's a huge rat. This is a great example. This guy is like super powerful. If you ignore him, he will just take out your whole team. I've made that mistake multiple times. Alright, so right here, this guy's more defensive, this guy's more defensive. The bow guy can usually snap off the back, which is not something we want to do, so we'll take him out first. Okay. Alright, he's dead. Wow, he evaded that. That's awesome. Okay, so this guy's like a tank, this guy's like a tank. This guy does some damage, but it's not really worth wasting SP when this guy's so low. So I'm just going to attack the front line, break through, kill this guy off easily. Okay, now we have just the tanky guy. So I'm not going to try to kill him off quickly. I know that the big rat is next, and my Roles is low on health. So I'm going to heal. Heal. It's like 1200 healing already. Heal. I can do a self-heal. And then one more heal. Bam. I could do one more, but he's pretty much maxed out. You don't want to overheal because then you just waste your SP. So I'll smack this guy off. Now we have to battle the rat with no SP. If there's a way around it, Yep. Okay, great. So there's a way around it. I'm going to battle something. If you find a minion or a mob that's twice their size, and obviously they're going to be powerful, you never want to battle them with low or 0 SP. It's doable, but there's no reason to do that to yourself. You'll notice that you almost never find that big mob straight away in a dungeon, and that's for a reason by design. Okay, so we're going to do the AoE. Right here, straight away, this guy usually does more damage, so we're going to pick him off first. Alright, so now that he's exposed, there's no real reason to pick anything off. The guy in the back doesn't do hardly any damage at all, so I'll use that as a moment to heal. I did see that there's an SP tower coming up, so I'm going to be able to just refuel. So I'm going to take this time to just completely heal my tank to max, and anyone else that needs healing. So now that we're fully healed, I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy and take advantage of the SP tower. Alright, so there's the boss. I don't always go to the boss with full SP, but it is nice. But I do have this big rat to take care of. So I'm going to go ahead and max out on SP, go find the big rat. Notice his damage when he attacks here. So I want to kill him first. This guy also does a lot of damage, but you always want to kill the big guy first. So AoE. It's always nice to have random friends that watch videos comment on new videos. It's pretty cool. I talk to a lot of you guys that friend me and stuff and recommend new videos. If you guys could just continue to do so, I can continue giving you good videos on the questions you guys have. Alright, so back to this. I'm going to kill the rat first. Snipe. Whenever he attacks, just watch how much damage he does versus the rest of the guys. It's going to be crazy high. 704 if you saw that. So he's doing 700s, and the rest of these guys are doing 100, maybe 200. So he's just massive attack. And I've made the mistake before of not sniping him off first. Alright, so now that he's gone, the rest of this is a joke. This guy does a lot of damage, but if I don't have the SP to attack him, I simply won't waste it. Alright, so he's gone. This guy's more defensive. If they have a shield, they're usually pretty defensive and just don't do a lot of attack. I'm going to kill the guy with the axe so he can't just hit me in the face, and then heal this guy for ridiculous amounts of healing. So the healer role that I've adapted with my character is not one that I usually see out in the game very much. And I will explain a little bit more about that as it progresses. Right now I'm just kind of seeing how things work with the new agility build. And I'll keep you guys updated. But basically I am going to eventually have everything in speed stat. And make it, because this Gum Gum guy here, if you'll read this, 30% chance to heal team per turn. Meaning, if you have high agility and have higher amounts of turns than your other teammates, you can just pump out healing like crazy. And since I have this crit chance here as well, even if my attack is lower and I can't push out as high of healing, it's still going to proc just constantly. So I may not be doing 400 points of healing. It may be lower of 200 to 300, but since it's going to go off so often, it's just going to be amazing. It's been working out pretty good so far, and I'm not anywhere near super efficient just yet. But it works great in trials. It works good on my raid team to have some healing. So right here, this guy usually does a decent amount of damage, but he also has a ton of health. So I'm going to kill the bat first. And the reason I know this, you simply see them attack so much. See, it looked like the bat there did about 300, so double what the other guys were doing. So it's a smart choice to kill him first. Alright, so he's dead. Then I'll just build my SP for these guys because they're just tanky cows and I can just mow them over. You have to watch out for being completely full. You don't want to waste SP. If I just attack right now, it'd be an SP wasted. So I'm going to heal him and then continue to attack. And you'll notice I'll get that back. See? Got it back. So I could heal. He's almost 100%. I think it will. Okay. So I'm 100%. I have almost, I'd say probably half SP or more on every character. I believe everything's dead. And now I've got the boss. Now when fighting the boss, I always put my sword back in because it gives me more attack and I don't really do much healing on the final boss. Plus by putting my sword in, I now have the option of sniping as well. Okay, so the tree is mostly a tank, this guy's mostly a tank, and this guy's mostly a tank. Out of the three, the one that does the most damage is usually going to be the fire dude here. So I'm going to hit him. Okay, now that he's dead, it becomes between these two guys. And the reason is, if you focus solely on the front guy, although you're going to put in a ton of damage to him, he's going to have a ton of health, and it's not going to die very quickly. And these two guys, even though they're low on attack, it's just going to mow you down, because you don't have the healing now. So I'm going to snap off this Yobo guy here, whatever his name is. I forget their names. He does more damage than the tree. Alright, now that he's dead, that's just less damage that I'm taking overall. The tree doesn't do a ton of damage, but just over time I've learned to just kill it anyway because it's just unnecessary damage that you're going to be taking that could drag out and just be unfortunate or just really annoying. Usually once I get it down to him, I'll just auto, unless it's super hard. If my Yolice guy gets super low like he is now, I'll take it off auto, show you a little trick that I do. So even if I have a weak guy that has low health in the back, I'll bring him to the front, let him take one hit, maybe two, depending on the crit abilities that this guy has. So he has a decent amount of health. I'm healing like every turn from my pet. Okay. Once he's at half health or lower, I switch out my guy, let him share the wealth. Now, the reason I do this is because while I'm taking a hit, my back tank guy is just healing pretty much every turn from just auto heals from my pet. Okay, I'll take probably one more hit. There you go. Then I'll put the tank back. The tank has probably double the health that he had. He's not super healed, but now he can take an additional 1 or 2 hits. I could heal here, but he's so low, I'm just going to continue to pump in the high attacks. Whenever he heals, it's really nice, actually, because he's not doing damage to me. And we killed him. Hopefully I get a legendary. Nothing. Alright, so we got about 1,000 XP from him, and the trial is done. So we got 5 times 90. I'll let you math guys tell me what that is. But you get that every time. And since I do the wager of 5, it's going to be a multiplier here. I think that's 450, if I'm not mistaken. 5 times 9. Yeah, I believe so. So about 450 plus points for every match, and eventually you get up to 10,000 plus. My rank is doing pretty good this week. I've been able to keep up on it. If you do good enough in the ranks, you can obviously get the Hyper Shard, which is what I'm going to aim for. Another tip, if you are close to rank 250, because if you get 251, you automatically lose the Hyper Shard. If you are around 250, I would say 240 plus, and it's dwindling down to the last couple hours, what I would do is come up here and click and purchase some tokens, maybe even as low as 23 here, just to bump yourself up some. Because if you're not at least, like, let's say 230 or lower, you have a risk of people doing exactly what I just mentioned to you and making it to where you just lose out on the Hyper Shard. And that is definitely not something you want to deal with. Alright guys, I'm going to cut the video off here. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions, do let me know. I may make videos with different pets, but I don't want to affect my own ranking either. If you have questions, send them my way. I do keep my friend request on at all times, and if you want me to friend you in game, just send me a message here below the video, and I will talk to you guys later. McProseph out.